FOMC meeting was a success. I must say, even I was surprised. The prices dumped for a little bit, for the first hour, for the crypto market, entire crypto market. However, they immediately brought everything back, but mostly for the altcoins, not for Bitcoin specifically. Mostly for the altcoins outperformed Bitcoin when the recovery began yesterday at 9 p.m. In the past 24 hours, we've seen insanity. I'm talking about Binance hit $1,000 finally. CZ, shout outs to him. He said that he's very happy that the ICO set up with 10 cents per token price tag, and now they're at $1,000 per token, which is pretty impressive. And I think that they have $19 billion total supply, which is even crazier for me. But one thing that I think is really important for people to understand is that this is a risk-on environment. Whenever they cut interest rates, what you start to see, even though it wasn't by 50 percentage points, it was only 25 percentage points, what you begin to see is that there's a risk-on environment, which means people work their way down the risk curve more and more. So we started with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and now we're seeding everything else. Rex Osprey spot ETF for XRP and Dogecoin launched today finally. A little bit upset that they delayed it. It was supposed to start last week on Friday, but they delayed it until today. Hey, it is what it is. I think shit happens. However, they have been performing like crazy. I'm filming this video before market closing, but just for an ETF, any ETF, to do more than $1 million in volume in one day is insane. Usually they do a few $100,000. According to Eric Balkunas, who's the master in ETF world for Wall Street, he's the number one person, the number one top G for Wall Street analysts for ETF. XRP today has done over $1 million. And it's probably gonna do a little bit more before market closing. Sorry, Dogecoin, the meme coin, did over $1 million and is doing more before closing. XRP, on the other hand, did over $24 million, which I believe this makes it the best performing ETF, ETP product for crypto for day one, because Ethereum didn't do very well. Bitcoin, I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but I think Bitcoin did pretty well, maybe number two. But anyway, they're number two, number four, respectively. First XRP and then Dogecoin. So this shows that there's an appetite, increased appetite risk for crypto products, ETFs, ETPs in the U.S. traditional equity markets, right? Obviously, we saw last week Gemini listing American Bitcoin, the Trump family, they listed as well in the stock market, NASDAQ. The thing that I'm focusing on now is we're gonna have the next FOMC meeting is the 28th, October 28th to October 28th to October 29th. And 29th is gonna be when they announce the cut. It looks like we're gonna have rate cuts that month, October meeting, and we're gonna have another rate cut, 25 basis points again in November. So, assuming everything goes well and we do see these ETFs and ETPs going through for Solana specifically and all XRP, only because remember that you could only have an ETF, ETP if, I may be wrong, but I believe it's only if you have a futures product first in CME, which XRP and the XRP and Solana do. I'm not sure how Dogecoin got in there, but Dogecoin, hey, they got it. But it's a spot ETF, but it's not it's not a regular spot ETPs that were launched today, but they are spot. They go up and down according to the price in real time. However, if we see more Solana, XRP, and Dogecoin ETFs launched, we're going to see a lot of price discovery, in my opinion. We're going to see Solana moon, we're going to see XRP moon. Some people are saying XRP to $7, $8. They've been saying that for months now. Saying Solana to between $300 to $500 if really bullish. $600. I think with all the treasury buying with XRP and Solana specifically, we're deep into altcoin season. Again, the altcoin index is going to go off the rails. We might see a little slowdown. Obviously, nothing goes up in a straight line, right? Nothing goes straight into the right always. You're going to see some pullbacks. But I believe that we're in the part of this, the cycle, Del Crypto talks about this, where we're finally going to see millionaires being minted. I'm talking about people that have been investing for years, have been DCAing, have been very patient. This has been a crazy year because we didn't get the February and March that we were promised, but it looks like that 6 months of insanity that we were supposed to have had, 3 to 6 months, is finally coming to fruition. So, with that being said, I just want to say that everybody stay strong in the FOMC meeting. Again, this is the first cut, in my opinion, and according to CME, futures and everything, that we're going to see going into this last quarter of the year, and we might see a $5 trillion market cap, total market cap for the crypto market, and a surprising amount of it might be going to altcoins. They're trying to make money. That being said, upwards and onwards.